right? If it's not in you, that's not who you are. You're not a person that's a business owner, or entrepreneur. You're not a person who in the gym all the time.
Yeah.
Like if that's not you,
And
that's fine. Sometimes it's about more than manifesting. You got to do the work. Welcome to another episode of the Keep It Uplifting podcast, where we discuss lifestyle, fitness, and motivation. We appreciate everyone for joining us for another episode. I am your host, Uplifting. I have with me the man behind the camera. Talk to the folks.
What's good, folks? How y'all living, man? Thanks for coming back.
This episode is a little personal to us.
Yes.
Being from Maryland, you know, and us considering ourselves superstars in our own right, you know. Obviously, you got to prove it. Nothing's given to you, you know what I mean? So you have to stand the test of time, and you got to put in the work to be that type of person. But we feel like we putting in the work continuously, and ain't nothing going to stop us but death. So
yeah, man, that's the death is undefeated,
right?
It stops all the great ones,
right? So, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is asking for a trade out of Brooklyn. And we're not a sports podcast, but we thought this was a good enough topic to talk about how when you want to be the franchise, you got to act like the franchise.
You want to be the man.
Right? When you want to be the man or woman, whatever.
I mean, when you want a legacy.
You got to move accordingly, right? Like there's going to be tough times, there's going to be hard times. But you asking for a trade when you the team? I don't know how that works. How do you ask for a trade when you are the franchise? Right? Everything's built around you. All decisions are made to make you better and build you up and push the franchise forward.
Right.
Right?
I mean, that's just like Uplifting asking for a trade to another podcast.
Yeah.
What the man behind the camera supposed to do? You feel? I mean,
right
or wrong, true or false.
Right. No, facts. That's literally, yeah.
I mean, with everything, you know what I mean? Like, what do we got? Like the show Martin, like, you know, what if he wanted to be on a different, like,
yeah, like, dog.
It's a little strange,
right? When we talk about the Miami Heat, who is the franchise there?
Well, his last name is Buckets. They call him Jimmy Buckets. Like
we talked about his finals greatness and not sitting out 1 minute of a game.
48 minutes, bro. They gotta call a timeout so you can get a rest.
And KD want to go there
to play with Jimmy Buckets. Like, come on, man. You can't slack, yo.
The team says Jimmy Butler's here, a person who earned it, worked his way to superstardom.
Since we mentioned it, I want to tell you the story of Jimmy Buckets when he was in Minnesota.
Yeah,
he came into practice one day. And I guess the superstars, what we talking about,
right?
They were playing, you know. And Jimmy said, "You know what? Give me all second string.
Exactly.
We running today."
And he talking trash
the whole time. What is it? Towns.
Karl Anthony Towns. I think Zach was still there. I think Wiggins was still there.
Right? All of them starters. Like what? Jimmy and the second string. Yeah, and he whooped them. And he talked trash. And then he said, "Now get me out of this team." Because that's, you know.
Nah. You know what he said? Get me the fuck out of here. That's what he said.
Because he don't want to be around the weakness. So this is the thing is like you got a guy that's supposed to be a superstar in the same right.
Right.
Asking to be traded to play with you.
Why? You supposed to be the best player in the NBA. And this isn't a stab at Kevin Durant, but this is just, you're supposed to be the best person that you can be. You are trying to encourage people, maybe start a business or change things about yourself. And I hear this all the time. People talk about you need to move to another place or you need to get away from your city and you need to do all of these things. if you continue to be the you that is messing up, that's not doing anything where you're at, that's not improving your life, that's not taking accountability, that's not pushing yourself every day, it don't matter where you at. You still the same you.
I believe you touched on that in the other pod. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't fixed the person inside, or you haven't fixed your mentality, just because you moved from Baltimore to DC to Oakland to Oklahoma City to Brooklyn, if you have the same mentality, like, yo, when it gets going, guess what? I'll just trade to who's at number one right now.
You mad because people tweeting about you or people talking about this team that won a championship without you? That's like,
why don't you be it? You know what I'm saying? And
you the franchise.
The reason why we're talking about it is because it's home to us, because KD is my favorite player, bro.
KD is a baller from here.
We called him the Slim Reaper. Like, you know, like we watched him play growing up. We was like, yo, we gonna stick behind it, man. It's Maryland all day. He represents everything that we represent. And then you upset at people talking stuff about your legacy and how you traded and did a bitch move and things like that, instead of just show it. Just do it. Just show up. Be it.
Right. That's like your ex-girlfriend talking bad about you and you run back to her.
Right. You don't need a burner account to prove you.
She talking bad about you, and you think you try to go off and level up, and then you come crawling back. Like, we gonna forget. No, you phony. That, to me, I'm not saying that he's definitely skilled, but if you were mad about people questioning your leadership and then you abandon the ship, what does that say about you? What does that say about you as a person when people see you start something and don't finish? What does that say about you when people see that you saying you on a diet and then next week you saying cheat days are always available to me? Mm-hmm. Like, stick with something. That's the one takeaway that I have from this is, if the organization is behind you, they hired the coach that you wanted, they waited for the player that you said was, let him make his decision. They got James Harden for you.
Yeah, man.
That's terrible when life is doing everything it can do for you and you are doing nothing to work with life. Now, if it's not in you, I understand. Sometimes you got to see that.
Okay.
Right? If it's not in you, that's not who you are. You're not a person that's a business owner or entrepreneur. You're not a person who in the gym all the time. Yeah. Like, if that's not you, and that's fine.
This brings up another point about it, because Kyrie and KD both are self-proclaimed leaders, man.
Right.
They've moved towns to become the leaders and to become what they said that they already feel like they are inside. But they have yet to put together the resume to show it.
Yeah,
to live by the actions.
Franchise money don't make franchise players. We see that all the time.
Yeah.
So if you thinking that a certain amount of money is going to make you who you are, you thinking that a certain job title, a certain status, a certain weight, a certain girlfriend, a certain boyfriend, certain title in your relationship, or anything is going to make you who you are fooling yourself. You crazy. Because it all starts here. I believe I'm the franchise, so I move like a franchise moves.
That's right.
I'm not asking to be traded. I'm not asking to go anywhere else. You make it where you are. And that, once you realize that you are the greatest, the best, the person that makes everything in your reality shift, you can't listen. You're not even listening to outside people. You're not worried about what people think.
It sounds like Charlie Brown teaching. Want.
You're not easily moved like that. Mm-hmm. And that's what we don't like about this is my man is easily moved.
Yes.
What you doing? And maybe it's negotiation tactics that we don't understand.
Yeah, it could be some behind the scenes things.
Maybe he's trying to put his foot down and say, hey, y'all got to make some changes for me. But a trade to the number one seeds?
Either the East or the West. It don't matter.
What?
It just sounds ridiculous,
bruh.
Man. Come on, bro. We love you, KD.
Come on, dog.
Yeah, man, show that heart, man.
Yeah, what are you showing the kids, bro? What are you showing the people who really support you like us?
Yeah.
You know, and granted, we grown ass men. We really don't care what you do.
Right.
You know, but what are you showing people who look up to you and are aspiring to be in your position? You claim you are a self-proclaimed leader.
Yeah.
Show some leadership skills. Leaders make other people leaders. They make other people better leaders. We talked about that on a podcast
Most
too.
Definitely. Because that's how you prove that's your acclimate to success.
Right.
Is how many leaders have you created? How many people have you created? How many champions have you created?
And we talk about this guy all the time on here, man, but there's a guy who elevates a lot of players. I don't think anybody knows who Daniel Booby Gibson is. Right? But he somehow made it to the finals. And you know, much respect to Delonte West, but he made it to the finals with this guy. LeBron James is a true leader. Where he goes, success follows. KD going over here to Brooklyn, everybody was excited about that. Y'all can't make it out of the play-in, the first round. And I get you run into Giannis one year, but you KD and Kyrie. Matter of fact, you KD. You the franchise.
When disaster strikes, man. Like, you know, when people talk about the Titanic, bro, like captains go down with the ship.
Right.
This the ship. This my ship. I built this. I run this. This is mine. And I take all of it. I know we speaking about KD right here, but I know we hear a lot about Carmelo Anthony.
Right.
Even though he never became a champion.
Right.
But I remember Iman Shumpert said when he was in New York playing with the Knicks, he told him Carmelo Anthony always took all the bullets. He always took all the shells. Cause he said I get paid the most money. I'm gonna live through this.
Right.
I can live through the talk. I can live through the hate. I don't want to put when they lose a game. He's like, I want to take the blame. I don't want to put it on nobody else.
Right.
I'm the franchise. People come to see me. When we lose, it's my fault. Not the coach, not the role player, not anything. But that's what leaders do.
We're seeing a lot.
That's the capitalization.
I mean, let's talk about it, dog. Like Zion just got we talked about it the other day. Like, why do we see how much these players make? And we was like, we don't really care.
Yeah.
But it says a lot about a player who makes that much money. Steph Curry, who got a $200-something million deal.
Yeah, every deal is like $250.
And grinding.
Yeah.
Right?
He's on like a tour now.
Zion
to do what we doing.
Right. Zion Williamson got potentially $231 million or something like that. I believe 231 for playing 6 games.
Yeah, he ain't played. I was gonna say half a season. He ain't played.
I don't know, but felt like he was there for a handful of games. I don't know the exact amount. Maybe he played more than that.
Right.
But he didn't play the whole season.
Yeah, he definitely did.
And he got out of shape.
Yeah, I mean,
which led to his injury, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
'Cause I know about getting fat and getting out of shape.
Yeah. When you have an injury, it's hard to stay in shape.
Right.
We understand that as athletes.
So it just bothers me because it's like, what is this saying to everybody? Not just the people who look up to you, but what is it saying to people in society, period? Yeah. When times get rough, you go run.
Yeah. Or the fact that you've already had enough. What about that? Like we talking about KD, but what about Kyrie? Has he had enough of basketball already? Like, I got a championship, I got enough money. Like, now I lose my will.
I'm talking about the state of professional players, period.
Right.
Like the guys who are running away from their problems. And these are supposed to be some of the toughest mental people. We talk about the mental all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be able to block that out.
Yeah.
How can you put in that much effort into your game, but you're not putting that much effort into yourself? Right? That self-love, that reassurance that you should have. Like, yo, I am him. And y'all gonna see.
Yeah. But
Damian Lillard is never wavering. We all want him to go somewhere.
Son, no.
Yeah, I'm good enough. They need to come see me because what? I'm the franchise.
And when he get a chip, man, how's that gonna feel to him, yo? It's a lot. It's different emotionally. It's a different emotionally when you stand on your own 10 toes, man. It's different.
Imagine someone giving something to you. Imagine you winning the lottery, and imagine you earning it.
Nothing feels better than earning.
Nothing feels better than that. Those are 3 different feelings.
They can't take away something you've earned. That's why it's different. You know? That's the knock on KD. Oh, he didn't earn those championships. That's what gets in his mentality.
That's in his head.
You feel me?
But you put in the work. Nobody was shooting them jumpers with KD. I wasn't there.
Of course.
None of these critics on Twitter was there.
They weren't. Exactly. But the fact that gets in his mentality, and he has other people being able to say that he didn't earn something, man. When you win a championship, you earn that, yo. They look at LeBron's bubble championship as a hoax or an asterisk next to it.
Yeah, but we also see LeBron at the end of that with the shoes off in the middle of the court, like, dog, y'all have no idea what I put in. And that honestly was, to us, the purest basketball ever.
That's you remember me. I watched every game of bubble ball because I felt like it was a lot more passionate to it. They were going through things mentally, breaking down. Like, think about it. The world was at stake right there. They can't see their families. They can't do the things that they usually do to prepare for a game. And then you got to still go out here and perform at your best. That's why we thought that was pure.
It's crazy, bro.
When you got to dig that other guy out. Shout out to Inky Johnson.
Yeah.
When you got to dig in you for something that you don't really know that you even have. That's when I fell in love with Jimmy No Homo. 48 minutes, man. And he went up, they fouled him, and he collapsed, bro. His teammates had to pick him up and carry him to the court on the sidelines for a timeout.
And we bringing up Jimmy Butler because where did the Miami Heat go this year? Conference finals.
Conference finals.
They were in the finals in the bubble, right? Everybody talks about bubble basketball.
Yeah.
And they were in the Eastern Conference Finals. And what does that say? That says that, and who was leading the charge with injured people because he didn't have Tyler.
Bro, it was just him out there. 48 minutes again. We was right there watching it. They missed going to the finals by 2 inches. It just didn't get over the rim.
And guess what a leader does? You shoot the ball. Why? Because we either win this or we go home. But it's on my back.
He pulled up for that 3.
And you got a guy who's like, I mean, y'all could win or y'all could go home, but guess what? It's not gonna be on my back.
Yeah.
Be the franchise, man. Or get out the way. Keep it uplifting.
Make sure to like, comment, share, and most importantly, keep it uplifting.
Take it up, listen.